We're here today with McNicholas, Director of Marshmallow Laser Feast. They use science, technology and art to create virtual 360 reality experiences. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Marshmallow Laser Feast have been involved in all kinds of cultural explorations where we've incorporated lots of technological elements into our work. The way in which we approach our work is making sure the idea and the story is watertight first. And so really the technology does take a back seat, and I think it always should do. But the fact is that MLF commit to using technology as a means of creative expression. In doing that, we've just learned through gut feeling and through user testing and through exploration how internally we can approach using tech in meaningful ways.
So how do you discover emerging technology and, I guess, understand it and figure it out, or figure out how you're going to apply it to a project?
Working with emerging technology, it's quite a difficult area to be engaged in because of the fast-moving characteristics and the fact that there's a whole zeitgeisty element to it. It's very faddy as well, and so you get these spikes in interest that then plateau and fall off. Learning when to commit, learning how to commit and who to collaborate with is a really tough challenge. It's a bit like a 30-legged race in that you have software developers and coders and 3D artists as well as hardware, where you exhibit the work, so you have to work with curators and cultural spaces, as well as thinking about ways to syndicate the IP. And so creating story worlds, and the way that MLF regard our work is effectively like an ecosystem with windows into that ecosystem. So that can be the web, or it can be a live experiential setting. The kind of silos of multimedia events are changing as culture makes sense of them. One of the most memorable live shows was a production for the Cannes Palais, which was part of the Saatchi & Saatchi New Directors Showcase, where effectively it was an experiment where we worked with some robotics experts who made drones that in parallel we worked with a musician called Oneotrix Point Never, an electronic musician, and we developed a drone ballet in a fascinating way, in that the show, we knew there was a destination and an environment to put it on, but it was developed in such a rapid process over just a couple of months that what emerged surprised all of us. Yeah. And it exposes the nice ways of working, and part of the way that MLF work a lot of the time is that we partner up and collaborate with experts in fields that we have very little knowledge of, and therefore just learn loads from those processes, which is just such an enjoyable part of the job. Everyone is equipped with a smartphone and very quickly can engage with your work in a arm's length way. As a means of building story, that's quite useful.
Technology's, I guess, becoming more and more intertwined with our daily lives. Do you think that it's going to take over?
I don't think it's going to take over, but I think that there's a kind of megalomaniacal misuse of it at the moment. If you look at the way in which Twitter is used and the ownership of Twitter and how people are manipulated and how people in power take over, I think the question that I think should be on people's minds when we're talking about technology is the misuse of it and the ethics that surround it.